All right. So, hi, everybody. I'm here today with Brandy, and Brandy and I have talked quite a few times now. So, this really isn't meant to be some formal interview. We're just going to have a conversation like we normally do. And Brandy is Joanie's mom. And over the time we've gotten to know each other, we've talked a lot about Joanie, what life has looked like for their family, and probably most importantly, what Brandy wants Joanie's future to look like. So, and I really want to have this conversation because I think other parents are really going to recognize a lot of themselves in Brandy's story. So, Brandy, I'm very grateful and thank you for doing this with me.
Very welcome.
So, all right, so let's just talk. So, before we get into all the planning stuff, and tell me a little bit about you and your life as Joanie's mom.
Joni was a actually I found out when I was carrying Joni with all the conditions she had. They found out when I was pregnant with her that she had the Dandy Walker variant.
Got it.
After I had her, they diagnosed her with the cerebral palsy. She was not supposed to be able to be in a wheelchair herself, speak, do anything. She was supposed to be a vegetable.
Oh boy.
She was not supposed to do anything at all.
Okay.
And she hit almost total milestones where she was able to wheel herself in a wheelchair up till this year. She does have a speech, but it's broke, like very low and broken, but she's ending up getting a speech device for that. But what my main concern is that I have only my father, which cannot take care of my daughter, and my mother, which is in a nursing home and can't take care of her. I have no other family. So this program benefits me for Joan, where if anything happens to me, she gets placed where she gets the care she needs.
Right. So tell me a little bit about what your support system was like a
My
couple years ago.
was my at first started off with my grandmother, which is Joan's great grandmother, which passed away in 2014. She used to run Joan to the doctors. Yeah. Then after my grandmother passed, my mother used to run us to the doctors. And when my mom couldn't run us to the doctors, then I had my uncle, which was with us. And he used to run us to the doctors. And these were all my support systems.
Right.
But one of them, they were there and helped me with Joan. If I wanted to go away for like 2 weeks with Rob, I could go away 2 weeks and my uncle and my mother would take care of her.
Right.
Now, with having no support system behind me, I can't basically go anywhere because I don't drive.
Right.
So I got all this where I have to depend on somebody else to take me to doctors if we want to go out and stuff like that, which makes it very hard with Joan being in a wheelchair.
So with the whole driving piece, because I want everybody to know how you are definitely taking huge steps for yourself. Tell us about the driving piece. What have you done lately about driving?
The driving piece is I went and took the written test. I failed it 4 times. I passed it my fifth. I said, now I'm going, and Monday I am going to the driving school and paying for my driving lessons. So I am on my progress of getting my driver's license.
For the first time ever.
First time ever, never behind the wheel. I'm a little nervous, but I guess that's to be expected. Never done it before. But Joan's worth every penny that I'm putting out for this driving school.
Right, because you had the support of your grandmother, her great grandmother, your mom, your uncle, and now within the last year and a few months, all of that support system went away.
Yeah, and the only one now that does take us to doctor's appointments when my dad can is my dad. He'll come from his house in Maple Shade and take me and Joan to our doctor's appointments if they're close around, like Mount Laurel or something like that. But he will not travel to Voorhees and stuff like that.
And
but
just give folks a indicate, what state do you live in,
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Gotcha. And like, how big of a town is it?
Well, I'm in Burlington County, which I'm in the small area of Browns Mills, which you can, you're lucky if you can even get an aide to come out here. I have went through 25 aides within
Right.
less than a year, and
And
it's
why have you gone through so many? Is it more because they're not qualified, they don't do anything when they get there, or you just can't get them to come out to where you live?
sometimes I can get them to come out here, but some of them like to just sit there and play on their phone and do nothing. And they like to, one had come here and she wanted me to do all the work. And I said, well, that's why you're being paid.
Right.
So,
Is to give you a little bit of respite, correct?
so she was gone within the one day. The one that I was going to keep, she quit on me because of the dog. And this one I got right now is very good. She just came back off of pregnancy leave. She's got a baby girl and she has been with me for about going on 2 weeks now. Now she's talking about doing the weekends too.
Oh my gosh, that is so fabulous, Brandy.
Quitting everybody else, every other client that she has, and she's going to come work for Joan 40 hours.
Wow, wow, that is just amazing. So why do you think she wants to just kind of relieve herself of all the other folks that she's taking care of and just focus in on Joanie?
She said she only wants one client, and if she can do the 40 hours for the person that actually needs the 40 hours, that's what she wanted to do
Okay, beautiful. You must be super psyched.
with Joni. And the first time I ever seen an aide do this, since all the time I've had one, before she left, she gave Joan a kiss on the forehead.
And give us a clue, what is Joanie's age?
Joni is 20.
Okay, so she's still in high school. She's in the adult ed program, so she's going to graduate this year, right?
Yeah, she's still in transition. She starts back August 31st, and then they graduate around June. So that after that, I'm hoping to have Joan possibly in an adult daycare group that does PT, OT, speech, and full-time nurse faculty.
That's
And they
amazing.
go to the faculty and transport them back home.
That's going to be super helpful. And what kind of programming do they have there?
They do activities, they take them out, all sorts of like Halloween dances, Christmas. They do a lot of stuff.
And how'd you learn about that program?
Actually, I learned about it on Facebook.
There you go.
I did, and I called them, and they told me they take Jones Insurance.
Okay.
I'm going to actually probably go check out the place when Joan starts school. This way I can check it out and then see if it's possibly a good fit for her.
Right. And did you have a clue before you ran across that ad on Facebook, like what it was going to look like after high school graduation for her?
No, until I ran across this program, I had no idea what I was going to do with her.
Because
This
you weren't
program,
just going to let her sit home and do nothing, right?
I was hoping not,
Right.
It wasn't looking too promising at that time.
But it
So
just came along and it happened, and now you're going to go check it out.
I was scrolling along Facebook, just scrolling, checking things out, and that's when it popped up.
Fabulous. Now, you've told me that you've actually had a lot of wonderful experiences throughout her educational program. And you know that I worked programs as well. And that was one of the first questions I asked you was, so how has your experience been from beginning to now with education? And share with families a little bit about that, if you don't mind.
Had one bad experience at the school out of the whole time that Joan has been here. And it was a teacher that actually had Tinder, and she lied about this boy hitting my daughter. And my daughter decided she was going to retaliate and punch him in the face.
Oh, geez. That whole old school, if a kid hits you, hit them back.
Well, she used to come home crying.
Oh,
It was hitting her in school and pulling her hair. So, of course, my uncle, being military, looked at her and said, "That boy hit you, and the teachers don't take care of it." He goes, "You punch him as hard as you can."
that's what we were all taught as little kids as well, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And Joanie, yeah.
And she did.
She did.
And she didn't do it lightly either, did she?
No, that kid went home with a black eye,
Oh, goodness.
and his mother actually said that he deserved it because he was torturing her. So Joe can defend herself when she needs to.
Apparently. Apparently. Does she have a strong left or right hook? Which one?
Actually, Joan is actually ambidextrous
Oh,
because brown and write with a pencil in her right hand and write with her pencil in the left hand.
Oh, amazing.
So, but they say her right is better than her left. But I caught her writing with pencils in both hands at one time.
So she would write all at the same time?
With both hands, with two different pencils.
That's amazing. So, you and your partner have had some very, very honest conversations in regards to about what would happen if something happened to you. And what did you guys talk about?
Well, I had done a will and a trust for myself before I had found you.
Right.
And I did the will and the trust, and I have him as I had my uncle and him as the beneficiary if anything happened to me.
And this
Where,
was the uncle that passed away.
yes, and now Rob is the only one that is on the will and the trust. And in the paper, it says that they do a placement of her because Rob can't take care of her. Nobody in the family can take care of her. So he is to find the best place for her. And I had already told, he had asked me where I wanted her. And I said, if she had to have placement within, for say, any time, I said, I would recommend Aristocare where her grandmother is.
Now, when you told me that before, I had asked you, like, because your mom is how old?
My mom is 60. She will be 69 in October.
Right. And in my experience, I was like, I always thought about like there's geriatric care, and 60 unfortunately is still in that range, but like because she's young, she's in her 20s, like I asked you like how does that like what does that look like at that facility?
I had asked them because of the age and everything of
Right.
her, but I had asked her doctor first what kind of facility she would have to be at to get the care that she needed. And he told me she'd have to go to a nursing home faculty
Okay.
because she needs 24/7 care.
Okay.
So the nursing home faculty takes all ages. Matter of fact, my mother actually has a 20-year-old at her faculty as of right now.
Right. And that was one of the things that I had asked you about, like, okay, so would Joni be, if something happened to you next week, then that would roughly right now be the plan where she would go and live. And so I was like, well, are there any younger people there, younger than your mom?
My mom had just said that this 20-year-old just came in, I say about 2 weeks ago.
What do you think about the kind of care that your mom gets while at this care facility?
Actually, my mom actually looks pretty good compared to the last two facilities she was at.
Oh, so
She,
you've had experience with other care facilities where your mom has stayed,
yes,
and this one's way better.
this one does not smell like a nursing home.
Thank God. Right.
It does not look like a nursing home. I mean, you can't even, you go in and you don't smell any horrible smell when you walk into this place. And it also deals with veterans. So she's in also a veterans place where they place veterans as well. But
So it's
it's
a whole mixture of folks. It's not like a bunch of people that are bedridden and, 70, 80, 90 years old.
a lot of them can actually walk around, a lot of them.
Okay. And do they do activities and
They have an activity director there. The doctors come to them there. They don't even go out to the doctors. The doctors come to them. They're getting a cardiologist up there. My mother has a psychiatrist that comes up there for her.
so if
They
they
have,
need something, they find it.
yes.
It
Only
doesn't go unnoticed or untaken care of.
thing that has for the insurance covers the medical there, but the only thing is that, like with the SSI and everything, that pays for the room and board.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now, when your uncle was with us, he made a promise to Rob, correct?
Yes.
And when we first met, there was two things on the table. We had talked about an index universal life, which we'll talk about in a minute, but we had talked about a special needs trust. And then you had shared with me that both you and Rob live in a house. He has a mortgage on the house. And one of the things that he was most concerned about and tried to get before was a term life insurance policy on him in case something happened to him, that then you and Joni would have a house to live in, because then the term life insurance policy would pay the house off, correct? Yeah. And it was just a mess the last time you tried to get a plan, right?
More than a mess. They told us that he would have to get it, he would have to pay for it, that I couldn't pay for it. And that's when he decided not to do it at all.
Right. And then you saw my ad, and what was going through your mind when you saw that?
What was going through my mind then is because I was looking at the time to get something that would cover Joan if anything happened to me totally, where she'd have placement, she'd have coverage, she'd have money, she'd have everything she needed if something happened to me, and then I have somebody else that can to take over, and they can place her where it has to go if need be.
Exactly. So when we started talking a little bit about Index Universal Life, you kind of already knew a little bit about it, right?
I had heard a little bit about it, but not, I wasn't totally there. I had heard of the special needs plans before, but never for, I've heard of it for like, insurance, like,
Hmm.
Medicaid and Medicare, like I have. I'm actually on a special needs plan through Medicaid and Medicare.
Right.
I never heard of it up for, the plan like I'm getting now.
Right. So what we did was we are in the process of getting your Index Universal Life approved, which it will as soon as we get all the documents in. I'm not even worried about that. And then once we get that in place, what's going to happen is it'll build enough cash accrual within the first couple of years that we're going to be able to do a special needs trust and be able to put your Index Universal Life into the special needs trust, so that, gosh forbid, anything happens to you, then all of that money is saved in that special needs trust for Joni, right?
Yes. And that's actually what I wanted, 100%. And I was looking around for something like this for many, many years.
And people had mentioned it to you, like you should get an IUL, but they never really kind of explained how it worked, or like,
Anything. I heard it like I say over a year, because they started it off with the truck drivers.
right.
And that was actually where I heard about it. And then I didn't know what it was because nobody really explained it. So I then I found you on Facebook.
And the rest was history.
That I'm actually going to be doing for Joan actually came off of Facebook.
Right. You're like, I'm going to scroll Facebook every day, see what else I can find. Right?
Job through Facebook.
Exactly. Right. So many things have come together for you in regards to, well, let's back up the train just a little bit, the truck and the train. So your grandma passed. Your mom got sick. She had to go into a nursing home. Your uncle was living with you and Rob. He was helping taking care of Joni. He passed away. So all those things happened.
Here, my mother ended up in the nursing home last June. My uncle had passed away that October. So less than a year apart, I had placed my mother in a nursing home, and then my uncle had passed that October.
And that came out of nowhere.
They said he had this for that he had the cancer for at least 10 years, and nobody found anything up till he hit stage 3, 4 cancer. And how they found it was they did a CAT scan because he came down sick in August.
And it wasn't long.
No, and then knowing that he had the cancer, they did a neck surgery on him, which made the cancer spread faster, which he was in Lady of Lords in Camden for 2 weeks. Came home, was with me for 2 weeks. And then I started smelling that smell that nobody should ever know what it smells like. And then I had him sent to hospice in Mahali, and he had passed the Saturday, October the 11th, the Saturday before Joan's 20th birthday, because he passed the weekend before, because her birthday was the following weekend.
So you were going through all of that on top of you were still maintaining Joni because she needs a lot of hands-on care every day.
And 24/7 every day.
No matter what else is going on.
And she always comes first.
Always. Gotcha.
What is going on? I tell everybody, she comes first. You're going to have to wait.
Exactly. And so when we met, it was like everything kind of just started to smooth all together. We talked about the Index Universal Life. We got the application in. It'll get approved at the beginning of next month. We were able to find term insurance to protect the house in the event that something happens to Rob. Once the Index Universal Life is in place for a short time, a couple years, we'll be able to pull money out, some of the cash value out of that tax-free to set up a special needs trust. And in that special needs trust, you'll be able to set up a health proxy. You'll be able to set up a financial person, which will be you for now. But then, gosh forbid, something happens to you, not necessarily that you pass, but if your health goes bad, or we talked about this, like you have a heart attack and you're incapacitated in the hospital.
So looking at the results where I have to go back for the CAT scan in November because of the 0.6 nodule I have on my right lung.
Mm-hmm.
I still have to go for the mammogram and ultrasound, and because I have an abnormality, they said, on my breast.
Right.
So,
and that's unresolved yet.
And I haven't gotten that resolved yet, and it's weighing on me hard.
I'm sure it is. And the thing is that the Index Universal Life provides a death benefit for Joni to go into the special needs trust. It provides living benefits for you if you need to access that cash value. And meanwhile, you can access cash value as you pay your premiums into that plan to take care of other financial means along the way. And God willing, all of those tests are going to come out perfectly fine, right?
Crossed from this one.
Keep them both crossed, right? And you keep such a positive attitude. Like I love just calling you and saying hello, because if I'm having a bad day, I love to call you and just say, "Hey, how you doing today?" I'm just letting you know what's going on.
Because of Joan, because Joan had such a positive attitude as a child, and being in a wheelchair, you would think she was not a happy child, but she wakes up every morning smiling. So why am I going to wake up miserable when I'm getting the hugs and the kisses first thing in the morning when she wakes up? That's enough to make any parent's day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, a lot of moms and dads are going to watch this and hear your story, and they love their son, daughter, or they even have more. I've speak to many parents that have more than one child with special needs, and they love their kids just as much as you love Joanie. But they've been putting this conversation off because it feels so overwhelming. So, what would you share with parents that might be just like, I can't take on one more thing. I'm just going to wait. I don't have to take care of this now. What would you say to those parents?
What I would say to those parents is that we have to take everything one day at a time, not push ourselves, but we have to do what we have to do for our children, no matter if it's hard for us or whatever, because the children come first. No matter what we have to do, if we don't even want to get up one day to turn around and do what we have to do, we still have to push ourselves to get up out of bed and take care of them. And we love them with all our hearts, but we have to do what's best for them. And believe me, there's days that I just don't want to get up out of bed, and there's days Joan can be very, very talkative, and I just am not in the mood to hear the talkativeness. And then there's days that she's just so quiet and shut off that she don't want to talk to nobody. But we all have our ups and our downs, and but I think it's best that parents should get get their plans done, because it's going to be beneficial to their children and themselves.
And as we've made steps all in the right direction to building a more solid plan as far as cash flow, as far as protecting the house, as far as being able to set up a special needs trust in the very near future, has that provided you any type of calmness, like to look forward to, like you feel more confident now that you actually know that there are specific steps that are going to happen to provide those systems in place in the event something happens?
Actually did make me feel a lot more comfortable, because I have no support system in my family to help me. So it's very beneficial on parents that are by themselves and have no family behind them. So this would be very beneficial for people also that don't have any support system behind them.
Has it made it a little bit easier to know that there's steps that we're going through right now that are going to lead to a not an unbumpy path, but a path there that you didn't have before?
Oh, it's going to make it all it makes it a whole lot easier to know that there's a plan in place, and it's going to protect her 100%. And that's what I was looking for all along when I ran across your ad. It was like something just like reached out at me and told me to contact you.
And it's actually become a quite nice friendship, wouldn't you say?
It has actually been a very good friendship.
It's been delightful, and I'm looking forward to moving forward and getting all the other pieces in place with once you take a visit of the residential care facility and you know be able to set up those pieces in place. God forbid there's an emergency thing that happens with you or your health, then the plan's already in place that we know where Joni's going to live.
Case there, like for say there's nobody here, I'm also going to be talking to my neighbor because she's a CNA, but also I'm also going to talk to the Aristocare people that where my mother is, just in case I end up like in the hospital for a few days. Or
Mhm.
I want to find out if they do, like if they take them for so long to do emergency why the person's in the hospital or not.
Right.
I'm going to check that out too and see if my mom's facility does that. So I'm trying to cover all my bases here.
Right. Was there a time, Brandy, where this just all seemed impossible? Like it's too much. I can't do it. I can't figure it out. I'm not going to do it today.
Actually come across that 4 times since I've been here. Four. I was actually going to give up and actually place her because I could not find an aide and I was coming down sick. So I was determined I was either going to find an aide, take care of Joan why for a few hours, or I was going to have to do placement with her. And I really didn't want to have to, but it was a juggle whether I was going to get an aide or if I wasn't.
That had to be terrifying.
It was killing me that it almost happened after my uncle passed because I didn't have an aide for almost a month. And I remember just last month, I had a major, what you call caregiver crash.
Explain that.
It's a caregiver burnout, it is called.
Okay.
I had worked and took care of Joan, cleaned the house, and I was so exhausted that I was lucky I could get up the next day and I had nobody here to take care of her. So I had to push myself to get out of bed, even though I was so burnt out that it wasn't funny.
And how'd you get past it, Brandy?
I had the aide actually come that day, the day that I had that problem, and she took care of her from, I think it was from 3 o'clock in the evening until 9 o'clock. And I went and I laid down for a while.
Okay. You got some rest.
Yeah, which I wasn't having.
Right.
So I had gotten some rest. And after that, I guess the rest that I got actually energized me the next day.
And that's all you needed.
The next day, I was vacuuming the rug, shampooing the rug.
Oh my God.
Not only did the downstairs rug, I did the upstairs as well.
Did that come with a cape and a wand and some pixie dust too?
Did, because I really needed that.
6 hours of rest. That's all you, is that what you're prescribing to moms and dads and caregivers out there? Is that all you need is 6 hours rest and then you can shampoo all the rugs in the house?
And get 6 hours of rest, you'll be good. But if you can at least get maybe 2 or 3, take it while you can.
Right?
But yeah, that was me. I did a 6 hour reset all myself while I had the aide here. And then the next day I was like zooming through the house, vacuuming and shampooing the rug.
That's
And
amazing, Brandy.
Rob right out the door.
Because there's so many parents and families and loved ones that take care of their children or adults with special needs that they just don't know where they're going to find their next ounce of energy.
It takes a lot, and I knew this when I had Joan. I knew this was not going to be an easy road because I already had the heads up about it. The doctors had tried to get me to abort her at 7 weeks, and I am one against abortion. So because I was only 29 when I got pregnant with her, and I was young. I was 30 when I had her, but they said the doctors actually told me, "Oh, you can't take care of her." I said, "Let me tell you something. I don't care what you say. She's my child, and I'm going to take care of her, and nobody's going to be able to tell me that I can't."
And that's the way it is.
And the doctor that diagnosed her when I was carrying her is the one that said she would never be able to use a wheelchair. Well, this doctor was never wrong in 30 years. Joan had came up into the hospital where he was working, pushing her wheelchair at one, and had the doctor in tears.
So what would you say to parents that are given the most gloom and doom prospect future when they get that kind of information? What do you think was different in your situation where none of that ever happened?
Because of I don't for one, I don't believe in religion. I don't believe in God. I believe that they don't give you much more than what you can handle.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, a doctor shouldn't be able to tell you that, oh, you can't take care of this child. That's not the doctor's decision. That's the parent's decision whether they want to do this job or not. And I really have never liked doctors much, but I actually disliked them more when they had told me that I couldn't take care of her.
So you were like, you can thank you for your opinion, but I'm putting on my armor. I'm putting on my cape. I've got my magic wand and my dust, and I'm ready for the job.
I strutted through that hospital that doctor was there, and I showed him what she could do and what she was like.
And you made him cry.
And I made the doctor cry because he was wrong.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is, although doctors go to a lot of schooling and pay a lot of money for their schooling, doesn't mean they're always right.
They're not always right. You got to take it. You got to think on your own will whether you want to have this job, which is going to take 100% of your time. And of course, I'm going to be honest with a lot of parents that it is hard to find a relationship with having a special needs child because
Right.
not everybody wants to take on that job with you. And yeah, you might be alone in the running. You might have a partner that might only be half with you, half without.
Mm-hmm.
And you might have a partner to start off with, and then the partner gets tired and just walks away and leaves you and the child by yourself. So it is rough to have a relationship with special needs children as well.
Mm-hmm. And you've gone through.
Mine has been very rocky since I've been with since I've had Joan because no man really wants a full commitment to help with Joan. They
And
only
you
want to
they only want what?
they only want to half it. They want to have the role of being the fiance, but not the role of the child. So they
Understood.
want you, but they don't want the
They don't want the full-time commitment of a child that requires a full-time commitment.
stuff like that.
Got it. Could we meet Joni?
Sure. Would Joan like to meet them? Yes. Let's move your face up a little here, girlfriend.
Wasn't Joni, you were having a look at you. I love your smile today, Joan. Oh my gosh, you couldn't make that smile any bigger if you tried.
This is the
Hi, Joni.
smile I wake up to every day.
Oh my gosh, you are so happy. You are so gorgeous, Joan. Look at you.
And see,
So,
Joan has got a wheelchair that tilts back too.
ah.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes when we're on the phone, Brandy, she starts talking up a bunch in the background because she's so used to hearing my voice these days, huh?
And this is actually the highest I've ever heard her voice, really. Generally, she's a very low, mousy type. Her voice doesn't like come out very loud generally.
Right. She is bringing it from the diaphragm.
Hey,
So Brandy, seriously, I'm so grateful for you and Joni, and seriously, thank you for letting people into your world just a little bit and for being willing to talk openly about some things that I know aren't always easy to talk about. And Joni, thank you for finally coming on here and letting everybody meet you.
you say? She said, "Thank you." What do you say? You're welcome.
Love it, Joni. And for all the parents watching this, you do not have to have every answer figured out before you start planning. Sometimes the first step really is just having a conversation about your son or daughter and what you want their life to look like and what worries you and what needs to be put into place to help make that future possible. That's exactly where Brandy and I started. And Brandy, thank you again. And Joni, can you hear me, Joni?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am so glad everybody else got to meet you as well.
She's a ham. She likes her pictures.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time.